There we go. Hello, people, and thank you for being here once again. I'm here once again with Officer Dan.
Greetings to you, people.
Yes. Okay, so what has gamers really pissed off about lately? One of them is Epic being something else. Epic Store. So, Dan, can you tell us a little bit about what exactly is going on with Epic?
PC gamers now have their own version of the console wars that they used to.
Yeah.
They're they considered them gods above all the peasants, or at least as all the memes
Yeah.
like to put it, and stuff like that. And now there's just a war in the heavens, I suppose, of Greek mythological proportion, I suppose. Uh, when Zyber's talking about Epic, he is, of course, talking about the Epic Games digital storefront
Yes.
and the uh, very obvious tactics that they are using to get people to come to their platform, which is by paying a good chunk of money for timed exclusives. Timed exclusives, um, I think, as an idea or as a popularized idea, hasn't been around for all that long. At least I haven't noticed it until like um maybe towards the end of like PS3 and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Hmm.
Like what they were doing with Destiny DLC
Yeah.
and all that versus Xbox. So like the idea of a publisher paying extra for them to only appear on a specific platform a certain amount of time, I think it's still a fairly new idea that hasn't been around
Well,
all that
I
long.
think it was like as far as I can remember, like these times exclusives was when Black Ops was a thing. You know,
Yeah.
the Black Ops zombie maps go with the Xbox 360 first, and then 3 months later there are in the PlayStation 3. By that era, most more or less that's when it all started with these time exclusives.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm thinking it was like 360 and
yeah,
PS3 where it kind of started with just content specific in a
yeah.
game.
Mhm.
Now I'm thinking of Soul Calibur for some reason. One
Yeah,
version starting with Darth Vader, the other one with Yoda.
Yoda. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like that's been happening, but then it just got worse. It got to the point where it's entire games
Yeah,
left
yeah.
behind this period of time where there's,
Wow.
but anyhow, it's a very obvious tactic to bring people over to your platform. And dude, I thought it was. I feel like the first rise of the awfulness of that was with Metro, the new Metro
Oh
game
yeah,
that's coming
yeah.
out.
That was a ballsy move.
I think that was if I'm not mistaken, I feel like that's the first time where like that news kind of broke out that the Epic storefront was doing something like that.
Yeah. Uh,
Um, and that already had people upset.
yeah. That because it first came to pre-order on Steam, and then they took it off from Steam, and then the Steam. So the Steam people from that bought it pre-order from Steam, they're not getting their money back.
Wow.
They can't do anything. They just have to like wait until it's there.
I didn't realize that's what they did with people's pre-orders.
Yeah. Um. I I think that case. I don't know much about that case, but I don't think they have done anything else. But the game being time exclusive for the Epic Store, and then months later, just release it on Steam. But that's that's a really ballsy move. It's something that it's really annoying for us consumers. That okay, we pre-order this here, but then nope, it's gonna be in the other store. Why would you buy it there? It's really annoying. It's something that it is kind of anti-consumer, and I'm not against exclusivity. It's just is you need to know how to make them exclusive and to make them buy it at your store, not stealing from other store and then like right after people pre-order it. That's just not right, man.
No, that's awful.
It's totally this is why people are really pissed off at Epic right now. I mean,
So yeah, I mean, I might be jumping ahead here. It's
yeah,
just by a little bit, but just the latest of this, which of course you know, but for any listener, it is Borderlands 3.
yeah,
Has this hit Borderlands 3?
yeah,
And that sucks. That really sucks.
yeah.
They just set themselves up as a reputation. It's like, we have all this extra Fortnite money.
Literally, it's just Fortnite
let's just
money
post
though.
a big giant bribe to get people to come. I don't understand. It has to be like a good chunk of money to make the people over at Gearbox want to do something like that. Either that or they think it's not going to affect their bottom line that hard because they're still releasing on, they're still going to have their console releases
Yeah, of
and
course.
stuff like that. And they know they're going to make money there.
Yeah.
So maybe they think it's not as big of a
Yeah,
as
I
an
mean,
effector.
yeah, of course, but those are the people who has like every console and the PC. But for the people who are like concentrating on PC gaming, this is like pissing them off. Like,
Yeah.
the features that Steam brings, it's a lot better. It run games run better there. It's just it's all there.
It took a long time for Steam to get good.
Yes.
Maybe it shows my age a bit, but I remember when Steam would have like a friends list that like straight up wouldn't work. And I was even around for a time where they completely took it away because they knew it wasn't working for such an extended period of time. It took a freaking long time for it to get good. And this thing is fresh, and there's no way it could have possibly learned all the lessons that Steam has learned and all these many years of constantly putting time in behind it. And there's people who have made exhaustive lists
Yes.
of why it's awful, and it's even in this article that you sent me here. Some of the differences in here.
Yeah. I'll get into it right now.
And it's huge.
Yeah, it's something that it could go on and on because this kind of practice, they're just going to keep on doing it unless if people speak with their wallet. I mean, Borderlands is a game that it's very popular. I want Borderlands 3 also, but I think I'm going to buy it on the PlayStation 4 on the Xbox One, since I mean I'm not gonna buy things on the Epic Store. But for those people who have only one option, has a PC, they have that obligation to just they just freaking buy it there. And once it's released on Steam, they're not going to buy the game twice. It's just it's okay. I get the competition is there for Steam, and that's something that is that I'm not against with. But the things that Epic is doing right now, they just need to freaking slow down on something like this, because first of all, this is not a. This is like a third party thing. I mean, it's not an exclusive that they have or develop or something, unless if they have something exclusivity for Borderlands on the Epic Store only, which I don't think so. I mean, Gearbox has something on their own. I don't think I, that Epic right now, all they giving to them is just money, but nothing else beyond that. That's my thought right now, and it's just for me thinking of this is like, okay, exclusives are good, but you uh there's ways to do it. There's a lot of ways to do that, and it's not like uh getting it away from another store. If you want exclusivity, let's just do it like back in the days when the like you said, the Soul Calibur one, the one with the Darth Vader, and the other version with Yoda. Things like that. Steam gets some guns from I don't know, Portal or Half-Life guns on that Borderlands 3 version, and then Epic Store gets, I don't know, Fortnite costumes and those kinds of exclusives. Those are some good ideas that
You make it sound so easy.
yes, I mean,
Yeah.
well,
to not screw up, I mean. Yeah.
exactly. There's ways to do things. It's just not like ripping it off. Like, yeah, we're gonna have this exclusive for 6 months. It's half a year, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just there's ways to do it. I mean, even in Mortal Kombat 9, PlayStation 3 had Kratos for exclusive for it. Xbox, I don't know, but I know that the PlayStation 3 had Kratos in that Mortal Kombat 9. Just exclusive for the PlayStation. And that's how you actually do. So those kinds of exclusives for them to buy it on your platform or on your store. It's a freaking brilliant idea. I mean, it sells. It still sells, even though your competition has something else and some other features. I mean, Steam still has more features than the Epic Store. I mean, it's just facts. There's a chart already. It's just Epic Store it is not good. I mean, every time I launch Fortnite there, dude, it's just, oh my god, it's really bad. It's even bad at launching its own games. It's just bad. It's just. But anyways, this is my thought on this. Anything else you want to add to this topic?
I was just kind of glancing over some of the stuff it's missing. They're missing some pretty bad stuff. Like, the biggest thing to me is cloud saves.
Oh yeah.
It's just like, come on, for Pete's sakes. Nintendo, who I have to admit is behind on quite a few things when it comes to the online world. It's very well known that is the case.
Yeah.
And even as somebody as big of a Nintendo fan as me, I'm not that closed-minded. I'm able to say that. This doesn't have cloud saves.
Not at all. Not at all.
What if you're wanting to, play Borderlands like anywhere else?
You can't. You can't. You have to start all over. It sucks. I know. It's just yeah.
And this is a thing, Zyber, like, because I have a friend who's a huge fan of Borderlands. He's big on it, and this already made him decide that he's going to PS4, so he'll be getting it over there, and he's not even that pitchforky about it. But this is something that he's said that he's seeing. I don't know how much of a rumor it is or not, so don't take it with too much, but he's telling me that he's under the impression, or at least heard a rumor or something like that Borderlands 3 is supposed to be completely cross-platform with everything.
Yeah.
And I can see this just getting in the way of it. That's all.
Oh, indeed. It's
Yeah.
As for for PC gamers, I do really feel bad. I mean, exclusives are sometimes, it's not sometimes good. It's just that, let's see how I explain it. Okay, they make your store or your product be unique, because exclusives are very important. Competition is important and it's good, but there's ways to do it. Epic is not doing it like the correct way. That's in my opinion. It's just like they just straight out want to like shove it up our freaking faces, and it's not cool. It's just, yeah, it's just pure rage. Because right now, I mean, it is what it is, and I hope Epic just learn from this and not keep on doing this type of thing with future games. So so we have other news, correct?
Oh yeah, I mean that's the other thing that's getting people upset today.
Yes, that is Anthem and BioWare.
Yeah. The author of that article that's kind of brought that news up again. He's very talented. I visit
Jason Schreier?
Yep. Or however
yeah.
you say his last name. I never really learned how.
Yeah, Schreier.
But yeah. I don't know either. You don't have to apologize. But he's written so many amazing things before. I mean, this is a guy who's broken some big stories, like, period. I mean, he's the one that so many fans, like, even back in the day with, like, No Man's Sky and stuff,
Yeah.
reported on it being delayed and stuff like that. And he had so many fans, like, give him death threats, like, even in a couple instances of that. But it turned out to be true. He's very talented at what he does. In fact, even after this last article, I'm tempted to buy his book. And you can say what you want about Kotaku. I still can't help but visit this stupid website.
Me neither. It's just really, yeah, I know. I feel you.
It's gotten better since a couple contributors.
Oh yeah.
Left.
I mean, it's better than IGN.
I would sooner take in Kotaku's video content than I would IGN's.
Yeah.
Video content,
Yeah.
Can't spell ignorant without
yes.
IGN.
So what about this story?
Anyhow, the story is wonderful. Wonderfully done. I'm repeating myself a lot. I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
The story, Zyber, was all about the work culture and development behind the scenes at BioWare when Anthem was being made. And it takes an account from, I want to say, nearly 20 employees who are anonymous for the most part because they have disclosures and stuff like that.
Course,
but too many other people like corroborated it and just decided it to be true about the work culture and development behind Anthem, and how mismanaged and terrible leadership was behind the development of that game. The short end of it is it was 6 or 7 years of development. I'll say 6, which is still really long.
Yeah, it is
in
long.
the video game world.
Yeah.
Even for your own IP, your own original IP, that's a long time.
It's a long time.
6 years is a long time. So what it culminated down to was like 6 years of just a bunch of blowing hot air and not creating a clear vision for the people under you to be able to work properly, and then 18 months of crunch time for those people because it finally took one specific individual to go in in this awful, terrible crunch, which is a horrible thing
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do in game designer world,
Yeah.
to just hurry up and make decisions last minute to just get the thing out. Ridiculously shocking stuff, like the fact that that's the thing that stood out to me was we've seen the trailer and how it's, we're introduced to just flying around the world.
Mm-hmm.
How flying was put into the game. And then it was taken out. And then they had to put it back in. Yeah. After some period of time.
Yeah.
You don't even have to be a game designer to realize some of the common sense that goes behind that and the world and your gameplay behind such a huge mechanic to have in, take it away for so long, and then have to work to put it back in. That is incredibly short-sighted.
Yeah, it's and for that E3 gameplay that we got on the 2017, it says it was fake this whole time. They just like,
Yes.
okay, this is what we want, I guess. And I'm like, oh gosh. When I read this article, I mean, I haven't read it completely because it's really freaking long.
It is.
And what I've heard is that, yeah, the actual trailer that they launched on that E3 2017, that wasn't it. They just they didn't even have the freaking game done, man. There was just a CGI trailer this whole time, like, what? And then from there, they started making the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
so sad to hear the stuff that they wanted it to be and how it didn't turn out to be. It's just like, I mean, it calls back to, it might have even been Jason again at Kotaku that reported on, did a post-mortem on Destiny 1.
Yeah.
And the ideas that they wanted it to be, and then, people above coming in and ruining it.
Yeah, I mean, it's they also stated that the engine itself, which is Frostbite, it didn't quite work for what they wanted to do either. It's
it's so abundantly clear that now more than ever that Frostbite's got to be the most disliked game engine on the planet. I was so sad, because I mean it's EA behind it. So if that isn't enough to tell you how.
Oh yeah, man. And I hate EA, but yeah, it's in a certain point, and I like it's. I like their previous games, BioWare's games. Such as, of course, their famous franchise, Mass Effect. And for them ending up like this, I mean, they could still improve the game. But with, having this game with no vision, no direction, rushed. And this is not all EA's fault, this is their fault. It's like, when EA was like, okay, what do you guys got? What do you guys have? I mean, like, I would see, I will be in the EA's president's shoot or whoever tested these games, and let's see if they're good or not. And
so, it's true. BioWare does take
the blame.
Yeah, the horrible
it's
horrible leadership that was so evidently shined through. This is a big thing that stood out to me in the article too. FIFA is always joked about like being the exact same game every year.
But it's the most selling one. It's the freaking what the hell,
and
man?
so FIFA is on Frostbite. But no one at BioWare was connected, had anybody there, like on studio grounds, like either of these places, the two studios that developed it in BioWare. They didn't have any close contact with support for Frostbite. That was the thing. Because EA has a Frostbite team, in a completely different location.
Yeah.
And so partners are able to troubleshoot and work with those people for that engine. But Anthem, they're in the crunch or whatever time period it is, and they're too busy like investing time into FIFA, and we're too busy to help out the people on Anthem. It's like these people are trying to do something crazy,
Yeah, yeah,
original, and different. Why
yeah. It's
you just already know that FIFA's gonna sell more money, so it's worth more of your time. But these people
exactly.
desperately needed your help so much more.
Yeah, and yeah, that's a fact that these companies need to uh, prioritize, because these things could happen to any company. And yeah, I've heard also that these employees actually like went into really bad breakdown. They just went to the bathroom and cry. You know, like
Yeah,
it was a really hard pressure for these people. And like, damn, this is not even healthy for the most part. And the lack of leadership and direction is just affects anything in a company. And for Anthem and the hype that this game had, Jesus Christ, I imagine these employees getting, having these issues and problems, and it
we
is
have
very heavy
we
to
have
just.
such a bigger focus
Mm-hmm.
on mental health
Oh yeah.
more
Mm-hmm.
than we ever have. Um, just as a climate in the world right now for mental health. It's just I can I can get that they have deadlines and stuff like that, but why now when there's such awareness for that issue that
Mm-hmm.
crunch time like that for developers is still a thing that you're inflicting on them. You just have to take a step back and be more humane.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's the pressure of releasing it in such a date, and it has to be that date. And if you do not do that, and we all know that EA does not eat shit, and we all know that EA has been shutting down studios for these past 4 years.
I'm worried for BioWare now. Are you?
That's the point. Yes, I'm really worried about where and the Mass Effect series. I don't know, man. It's just.
Andromeda happened, and now this.
And now this is two in a row, dude. Oh god, it's very heavy
What has
situation.
been enough for EA in the past? This
Yeah,
is two.
for Bioware. Yeah,
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 I'm really worried for them now.
yeah, it's something that okay
There's
if
people that are going to lose jobs that don't deserve it.
definitely, and it's I laugh, but it's not laughing because it's something that it's a funny fact. It's just that we've seen EA doing the same thing over and over. Of course, this is not all EA's fault. Bauer's misdirection, but there is a point of a publisher like EA that has been shutting down studios, like I've like we've been saying throughout these 3 years straight, because I mean EA has been really bad, and for Bioware being like this is, man, this it's a very heavy situation, and people could lose their jobs either any time of this year, man, and they just need to be ready for it, because if this is their last game.
That immediately made me sad.
Yeah, correct. Mm-hmm. Me too. Cause Bioware, it has a lot of talent, and I like Bioware because of Mass Effect. Because I really do like Mass Effect series, even though I have not played them all. But I really do enjoy the actual story and all that, and what they have made in the past. Of course, being EA, the publisher, is not a really good reputation, but separating the studio from the publisher, I mean, it's something that we have seen it before. We have seen it with the Bungie and Activision. Was it the was it that one? The Destiny 2 got separated by Activision.
Yeah, Bungie did
Bungie.
actually get out of their contract.
They can actually do that, but it's some heavy stuff right there because I don't think BioWare has the budget enough right now.
Not
The
after the two awful
Not at all.
hits they did,
Yeah.
because Destiny still made some money. I mean, I
Money,
don't know
yeah.
where Anthem is. I don't know where Anthem is, but they scared people off harder than they did with Destiny. Because, yeah, I mean, they at least slowly improved Destiny. And, they'll probably still keep doing that with Anthem, but I think it's still going to be a quick patch-up job like they did with Andromeda.
Yeah.
The damage will be already too done. When
Yeah.
you had a report out that your demo was bricking PlayStation 4s, for crying out loud, never thought I'd see the day.
Yeah, indeed.
You
indeed.
scared a lot of people off.
Yeah. Yeah. And of course, these people, yeah, they may be saving their butts, damage controlling, because I think today some of the developers did tweet something. I'm going to send it to you right now. Let's talk about this quick.
Oh, yeah. I can look at this, and then I have to get going very soon.
Yes. It's right there. So yeah, it's like the BioWare decided not to comment on Kotaku's story, but release its own post about it, 15 minutes after it went live. According to Hudson, BioWare didn't like and didn't want to be involved with the report's decisions to elegantly single out specific members of the development team, opening them up to considerable public criticism.
Oh, yeah, I did read this, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I can get why the developers or the developer is acting this way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's natural. I mean, it's still okay, dude. We're trying to improve here. We're trying to, as a consumer, we're trying to like, okay, Anthem needs work, so please, But at the same time, I can see the other side of the quarter.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's a tough situation, man. It's something that this could happen to any company, and maybe other companies are suffering from this too. We don't know. We just read this one because this game was released and it's disastrous and it's still being disastrous, and it's just not improving. That's the main deal. It's that Anthem is not improving as a game, and as BioWare, damage controlling and backtracking to these kind of criticism, this is gonna affect them even more. I don't know who actually stated this one. I mean, maybe this was a developer or someone from BioWare that actually cares or don't care at all. We don't know his what his mentality is right now. I mean, maybe he's just trying his best or not, or trying to save their skin on hiding between layers. Because as of right now, this whole article explains what exactly these companies like BioWare are going through. So yeah, this is my thoughts. I mean, Anthem can improve, BioWare can improve, but they have to receive these criticism to improve, not
That's right.
backtrack them like, no, we don't want criticism. No, they just have to accept the criticism to improve this game. So yeah, what are your final thoughts, Dan?
I think we covered everything pretty well.
Indeed. All right, people. This will be it for today. Thank you for joining in. Please don't forget to favorite, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for supporting the channel. This has been Zyberpunky.
This is Officer Dan. I'm gonna go stream with my homeboy Shinja playing some Super Mario Maker over at youtube.com/GreebuKaiPlay.
That is every Friday. Don't miss it. And I'll see you guys later.